Having a Negroni, because you lot are all fucking nervous Nellies. All I get is, oh my God, are we going to die? The crypto prices, it's so terrible. Trump's not going to save me. So here's Bitcoin, 3 month on 3 month, just reflects these financial conditions and the economic surprises. So the economy is weaker, financial conditions were strong in the past, and Bitcoin has already priced in the entire thing. So the damage has been done. Okay, what's the good news in all of this? The good news is the financial conditions index, which is the dollar, rates, and oil, is rebounding like crazy. Strong conditions lay ahead. The economic surprises index is not finished going down yet. It will go down a bit further. Maybe the Fed will be able to cut in April or March. No, it's March now. April or May, whatever it is. Maybe they'll be able to sneak in a couple of cuts. If we see the trueflation index, inflation has been falling off a cliff. I think the Fed get cover to cut, which is what they want because they need to roll the debt. The everything code, if you haven't seen it, A, ask the Raoul bot about it. B, watch the videos on it. They need to get rates down so they can roll the debt at roughly around trend rate of GDP growth. So they need to get interest rates down to 3% or lower. Guess what? The Fed today, where do they think interest rates will be? 3%. Where do they think economic growth will be? Around 3%. I've been saying this forever. This is the entire game. That's what they're trying to do. Economic surprises should be weaker. Then we're going to rebound on the back end. The next part of the year is going to be very strong. 2017, those of you remember, was an amazing year. And I think we'll see something very similar. Bitcoin priced in those financial conditions, which were leading by 3 months. Bitcoin's already priced it all in. So it's the worst news is in. My guess, probably up only. The chart you all care about that we came up with and every fucker in the world has copied, Global M2, 10-week lead versus Bitcoin. It's worked perfectly. I didn't expect it to work as perfectly, but it is. But basically, we're turning the corner and we should start to see higher prices. And the higher prices will come quick, and the higher prices should take us all the way back to the highs pretty soon. Not soon like in a week or two, but soon like in a couple of months. So I think what you've all had to go through is a boring sideways consolidation pattern with a slight down bias. Your alts have been nuked, but nothing out of the ordinary. We saw this in 2017. We've seen it now, and we are very, very close to the turnaround. So patience is all I keep asking for. Stop being so dramatic. It's funny. It's actually boring. It's like you do not get 150% returns a year from an asset without drawdowns. You will have to get used to this. You have to stop worrying at this point in the cycle. We peaked in the cycle earlier in 2021, and we peaked because the business cycle had peaked. This time, the ISM is still low. And so we've barely started the cycle. So I know we all say it's so early, nothing's really happened yet. It hasn't. We had phase one of the banana zone, which was the breakout of that consolidation range. This is the consolidation phase two. Then we'll get into the much more important banana zone phase two. It is all coming.
Raoul Pal, a prominent figure with a substantial following in the cryptocurrency community, has outright called out all the Bitcoin naysayers who believe Trump is going to tank the currency. His statements about Bitcoin's potential to surge in the upcoming period is just the tip of the iceberg with this whole discussion. Welcome back to Investocracy Crypto.
Happened in 2017. Sorry, I'm speaking to you in a condescending voice right now. I don't know why. Just because I'm so bored of the online, like blah, blah, blah. Let me try and stop that. Let me readjust myself. I'm not trying to be condescending. I sound a bit of a dick, but okay. Can you hear that crunch? Fucking amazing. The 2017 cycle repeating. That's the dollar this time around, last time around. This time around, the dollar's even weaker, which is, I mean, it will bounce at some point. It will bounce for a month or two, and it'll continue lower. But it's showing how fast financial conditions are weakening, even versus them. When we look at global M2 last time around versus global M2 today, it's the same bloody chart. I mean, it's stunning. It's stunning. And I think global M2 is going to actually outperform this time around, which should mean crypto has a good bid. Doesn't mean crypto will do as well as last time because it was earlier phase. There was less participants, early phase in adoption, high performance, but I expect it to be good. Global M2 breaking out. These beautiful wedge patterns that happen every time you're in crypto spring and summer, and then crypto fall starts, you start breaking out. And then as it breaks out, the markets break out. We had that false thing in COVID, but the breakout in M2, higher. Breakout in M2, higher. Breakout in M2, higher. Get the picture? Higher. Bitcoin in the business cycle. This is what has helped me through my entire time I've invested in Bitcoin, is this log chart. I showed it all the way through in 2020, all the way through. It works beautifully. We are currently kind of like this 15, 16, 17 cycle. We're still kind of a little bit subdued, but in a beautiful uptrend. Bitcoin's done what, 600% from its low. And then what we will get is as we hook into the next phase of the banana zone, we will start hooking higher into this.
Pal's optimism towards Bitcoin's future price movements is contagious, reminiscent of the bullish wave that swept the market post its second halving. His analysis hints at a pattern where past financial conditions reflect on Bitcoin's pricing. As Pal fondly puts it, Bitcoin has already factored it all in.
ISM, the business cycle drives crypto. The business cycle implies Bitcoin implied pricing is low versus where the ISM is right now. But when we start looking at this, this is going to get interesting for you. These are not projections. You morons who want to come troll me on X and saying, you told me this and I demand my money back. I'm not interested in you. I'm trying to give you contextualization. If we get to the one standard deviation level by the end of 2025, we're about 210,000. If we get to two standard deviations, it's 400, and it's about 800,000 if we get to two standard deviations. Now, we've hit two standard deviations every other time. Will we hit it this time around? I doubt it, but it's possible, right? What's the probabilities? I don't know. The probability of 210,000, I would say, is like 70%. 412,000 is like 40, 35%. 800,000, I don't know, 20%, 15%. But that's kind of the rough idea. And again, these are not predictions, they're contextualization. But when we look at the ISM pricing, ISM we know is bottoming. It is just coming up from 50. And if you see the ISM in black here, it's cyclical. That's why it's called the business cycle. And it tends to get to somewhere between 55 and 60 something. So at this point, we've got Trump, tax cuts, we've got tariffs, we've got a confusing picture, but at worst, it should get to about 56. 57.6, well, that would put Bitcoin up here, and that would put the ISM, if we got a full cycle, it would put it at 63.
The Real Vision CEO foresees a bullish reversal for Bitcoin on the horizon, signaling that higher prices are imminent. He alludes to a gradual rise, as according to Pal's insights, the crypto market is still at a budding stage in its bullish cycle. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
So only to get an ISM of 57.6, which would be very subdued, it would give us 412,000. If we were to see an ISM hit, let's go back to this one, hit 63, which is not uncommon, we get to 800,000. Okay, so you can now see the strength of the business cycle drives it. The strength of the business cycle has been driven always by the financial conditions beforehand. So when we look at the financial conditions, policy, liquidity, leading indicators, it's already saying that the ISM should get to 56.2. Let's go back to this. 56.2, well, that was this one, roughly. That's saying, well, financial conditions alone tell us we should be getting Bitcoin over, let's say, 300,000. Okay, now, is that my prediction? No, it's not a prediction. It's like a contextualization of understanding of how this could play out. Bitcoin ISM. So you can see this, the ISM above 50, which is where we've just started here. That is when we get the acceleration phase, the banana zone. Where's my fucking banana zone? You guys are morons. You're like worried about the next 2 weeks when what we're talking about is the process over a year. So the banana zone, we started the banana zone. We're in the corrective part of the banana zone, the phase one correction. Then we go to the next bit. But this whole ISM above 50, a growing business cycle, is what drives it. Then when ISM peaks is when crypto prices peak. We are nowhere near peaking. So we barely started. So you all need to relax. Again, the ISM leads altcoin season. Altcoin season is never going to happen again. All of these pundits on Twitter, it's only because of the ETF. We're never going to see altcoin season again. It's all utter fucking bullshit. It will happen. Okay.
As the narrative of Bitcoin's bullish trajectory unfolds, Pal's projections serve as a beacon of hope for those eyeing investment opportunities in the crypto realm. With forecasts pointing towards a promising growth curve, it's hard to ignore the allure of Bitcoin. But what do you think? Share your thoughts. And finally, if you would like to know more about cryptocurrencies or specifically Bitcoin, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.